President Biden is back at the White House tonight after a three-day NATO summit in Madrid. Before returning home, the president announced an additional $800 million in aid to Ukraine. Other NATO nations, including Europe's largest economy, Germany, said it would also provide additional weapons and further cut back on Russian gas imports. Face the Nation moderator and chief foreign affairs correspondent Margaret Brennan spoke exclusively with German Chancellor Olaf Scholz in Madrid.
When you speak to Putin, does he acknowledge the sanctions? Does he acknowledge how much his economy has been hurt? Or does he just not care?
I think he cares, but he will not really admit it. So you get some
because it hasn't stopped him.
You get some idea that it really is hurting him and that he understands the deep impacts of our sanctions on his economy. And I'm always mentioning it because it's necessary to say it. But this is now happening to a country that is not that advanced, that is really needing all the technologies from the rest of the world for having a similar standard of living and for having the chance to be part of a growth in the world economy. And this is now the real damage to the Russian economy.
When will Putin run out of weapons, run out of funds, or can this continue for years?
No one really knows. He is the leader of a very great country with a lot of people living there, with a lot of means, and he is really doing this brutal war with, and he prepared for it very long. I think the decision to do this war was taken 1 year before it started, or possibly earlier, because he prepared for it, and so he will be able to continue with the war really a long time.
Germany is providing about $2 billion in aid to Ukraine. That's roughly what you spend per month on gas from Russia, on coal, on energy supplies. So while you're helping the Ukrainians financially, you're also essentially giving Vladimir Putin a financial lifeline.
He cannot buy anything from the money he's getting from us because he has all these sanctions on imports for modern technologies and things he is looking for. So this is what is making very angry.
But Vladimir Putin can use that money elsewhere, just not in the West.
But
so
he cannot buy.
Is it still $2 billion a month that Germany is sending to Russia?
It is always decreasing, and I once again say that we decided that we draft the sanctions in a way that they hurt Putin, and this is what we do. And once again, we are now doing real investments into technology, in pipelines, in ports. And I know there are people that sometimes think that when you are taken a decision one afternoon, the next morning you have a port and a 40 kilometers pipeline.
Oh, it takes time.
In the real life, this is not happening.
Well, you can see more of Margaret's interview with the German Chancellor on Sunday's Face the Nation.